Hello everyone, this is Hideo Midoriya and welcome to the next episode of Wrestling Talk. Today we'll be talking about my WWE Fastlane predictions. Let's see how many I get right and how many I get wrong. So if you didn't know, Fastlane is today. So watch along, you see how many I got right, how many I got wrong. So, pretty much, uh, uh, let's get started. Let's get one thing out of the way. As I said, this isn't going to be that interesting of a pay-per-view, but we're going to start the matches that I'm least excited for, and then going into the match I really am excited for. So the first match we're going to talk about is the LWO versus basically the Hurt Business with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. So, now, obviously, Rey Mysterio and Rey Mysterio is going to get the everlasting, breath beat out of him. Again, but I still think that, they have a chance, but not that big of a one to win, because if you think about it, Rey Mysterio and Bobby Lashley are basically the main attraction here. They'll probably be the one in the ring most of the time. I'm predicting that. But ultimately, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits would win because they don't want to hurt their momentum right away. Especially, if they're trying to build the Street Profits up and they're trying to make Bobby Lashley have a purpose. If Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits don't win, it hurts their credibility of being a very tough team. I wouldn't mind if Rey Mysterio won, but considering Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar are going to be in the match, and we don't know who the third person is going to be, it's either going to be Kella Dela Cruz or Raul Mendoza. I think it's going to be Raul Mendoza, just because. And I don't think they have a real shot of beating Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. One, I would say if Bobby Lashley was out the equation and it was just Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio against the Street Profits, I would say they have a chance. But looking in depth in this, there's no way that Rey Mysterio is going to come out with the LWO winning. I know it's disappointing to say, but Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are definitely winning over Rey Mysterio. The next match is Charlotte Flair, Io Sky, and Asuka for the Women's Championship. So, this match, in theory, should be good, but I'm not really excited for it, because Charlotte's in it, just because, she's Charlotte Flair, and her father's Charlotte Flair. Because she is a Flair, she gets the opportunities, and because her last name is Flair, she's in this match. Basically, that's the whole, thing of this, she's here just because. But I honestly think it should have been Asuka and Io Sky, because it would have been the first time two Japanese women have fight each other in a pay-per-view, to my knowledge. I could be wrong about that, and I probably am. But who's winning this match? I see Io Sky retaining, mostly because it's too early to end her title reign. And I feel like with Triple H, long title reigns are going to be a thing. So if you're really worried about Io Sky losing the title, don't. I think it's going to be a good match. But I think it's going to be. Actually, I don't think it's going to be a good match, but I think it's going to be decent enough to where people will care. But I honestly think the only thing that could make this more interesting is if Bailey turned on like Io Sky, which I think is going to happen in the match. Because if you think about it, Bailey is just a bit selfish. She's taking all the success that Io Sky is having and putting her in the front line. Like, this is my group. Yay, I am basically the champion. So ego could get in the way. This is the next match we're going to be talking about out of 5. And it's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. That's not the whole team, but that's basically the gist of it. So they're having this match just because. So, I don't think this is going to be good because, for one, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes have no chemistry. Like, come on. I know it's going to be good because it's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, but just throwing them in there, just putting together a tag team for just putting together a tag team is a waste of time when you could have just had the Usos stay together and have Jey Universal Champion. I think that would have been better if they were going to go for this the whole time. I know it would have taken the element of surprise here, but I'll tell you, if Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes win, I probably think that would be the most controversial decision they could make. So I'm going to go with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest, because for one, they're already an existing tag team, and this match is probably going to be good. I'm saying I'm kind of excited, but the only reason why I want to see this is because I think maybe something could happen between maybe Roman Reigns or something. Roman Reigns appears and costs. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I think someone's going to cost Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso at the time. Maybe Drew McIntyre. Maybe Kevin Owens. But, maybe even Randy Orton. Actually, I see that happening more than I see, any of this other stuff happening. But one thing I'm going to say is that considering that this pay-per-view doesn't have like the normal 6 or 7 matches, all of them better either be like 20 minutes to do like a 3-hour show, or one of them is going to last a really long time. I think one of the matches that is going to last a long time is definitely Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day. Okay, so these are the matches that we're going to talk about last, the ones I'm most excited about. So, obviously, the first one is, John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline. You want me to tell you what? I think this is going to be good, but I don't think John Cena is going to be involved that much as like he would be if he was younger. I honestly think that it's going to go back and forth a little bit. Until you guessed it, Jimmy and Sikoa lose, which I think is going to be a bad decision on their part. But I think John Cena and LA Knight are going to win, unless they have plans for LA Knight to continue wrestling against the Bloodline. You know what I mean? Like, have feud plans for him and Roman Reigns, and maybe like the Royal Rumble or something. That's the only way I see that they're winning it. Or maybe that's the only way I think. No, actually, that's the only way I think they'll lose it. Is if LA Knight would get an opportunity for against Roman Reigns. That's the only way I see that LA Knight will lose this match. But overall, I think that in this match, you should have either just kept the Usos together or not have split them up from Roman Reigns. That's the problem. You're both giving them tag team things to do. They should be going up against Gunther and Rey Mysterio, the respective championships, not the tag team championships in a random tag team match. They should actually be going for titles. That's the whole problem with this. But I still think the match is going to be good. The next match is the main event. Most likely going to be the main event to end the whole show. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship in a last man standing match. Now, without the doubt, this is probably going to be the match of the night. But you want me to tell you what? I think the last man standing stipulation gives Damian Priest the edge of cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. And I think, here's what I think is going to happen. I think Shinsuke might win. He might have a possibility of winning. But if Shinsuke wins, Damian Priest won't cash in. So I'm going with Seth Rollins retains, gets really beat up, and then Damian Priest cash in. Because you want me to tell you what? It would make no sense for Shinsuke to lose the title right after gaining it. So the only way I see this cash in is going to take in, and I don't think they're going to make it cash in at WrestleMania or anything. So I think the time they're going to do it is going to be tonight. And he's going to cash in on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is winning, but by a hair, so Damian Priest can cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's what I think is going to happen. Tell me your predictions. Goodbye.